They're smaller than a thimble, more delicate than a raw egg, and sometimes more valuable than gold. Say, profitable, and you picture machines, factories, steel, but the world's biggest margins grow quietly, at dawn, in fog, in hands with more patience than strength. Today, I'll show you 5 crops that can make farmers wealthy, if they're willing to love the risk others avoid. And by the end, you'll see, big returns in agriculture are never luck. They're precision, passion, and relentless endurance. Picture an endless plain glowing violet. It smells like honey, like hay, like something you can't name. Saffron. 3 tiny stigmas per flower, each one picked by hand at the perfect moment between dew and sun. Too early, aroma wasted. Too late, value lost. What counts here isn't the tractor, it's the picker's breath, their eye, their rhythm, a field of work, a field of opportunity. Saffron rewards those who take details seriously. Drying, storage, purity, one tiny mistake, and a year evaporates. But when everything aligns, delicate red becomes a fortune. Saffron isn't a spice, saffron is a test. It's humid, warm, sticky. From the half-light, green climbers twist upward. Vanilla. Orchids that must be pollinated by hand, blossom by blossom, day after day. Miss an hour, and the year is gone. Vanilla is the drama of patience. The pod, still unassuming, only finds its voice after harvest, blanching, sweating, drying, massaging the ridges, turning again and again for weeks, a ritual. And the result? That deep, warm, almost sensual aroma that fills bakeries and enriches perfumeries. But vanilla forgives nothing. Storms, theft, fungus, every season is a thriller, which is exactly why it's so profitable, because so few are willing to shoulder the risk it demands. You hear trickling. Cold, clear water runs over stones. Between them, wasabi. Not the neon powder from the supermarket, but real, living green. This plant is a diva. Too warm, it wilts. Too cold, it stalls. Too fast, too slow, everything's wrong. Wasabi wants moving water, oxygen, shade attention. Those who love its moods are rewarded. Fresh wasabi rhizomes are a delicacy, their price a whisper among insiders. But the real profit isn't only per pound, it's in the story, in the scarcity, in the ability to offer something that can't be copied. Wasabi is the art of dancing with nature instead of forcing it. Now it's quiet. A forest edge, half-light, damp soil. Here grows ginseng, slow, stubborn, proud. 3 years, 5, sometimes longer. Anyone planting ginseng isn't just investing money, they're investing life. They drive stakes, stretch shade cloth, guard against wind and greed. They wait. Ginseng is a promise to the future and a bet against impatience. Its roots, knobby like little beings, carry a centuries-old aura. Healing lore, myths, markets that pay for the invisible. Profit? Yes? But only after you prove you can abstain. Ginseng is the opposite of fast. And that's exactly why it's precious in a world that forgot what time means. And then, a damp breeze, heavy air, thunder on the horizon, cardamom, small green pods that smell of citrus, eucalyptus, forest air. Cardamom loves altitude, mist, patience, and hates negligence. The pods must be picked before they burst, daily, again and again. Drying, grading, a constant battle with moisture. If you can do cardamom, you understand logistics, you understand timing. You understand that quality is no accident. And when quality hits, markets pay prices that turn dreams into plans. Cardamom is quiet proof that diligence and discernment pay dividends. 5 plants, 5 personalities, 5 paths to profit, and none of them easy. What unites them? 3 truths every successful grower will carve into your heart. First, craft beats acreage. It's not how big your field is, it's how precise you are. Saffron wants finesse, vanilla wants ritual, wasabi wants systems, ginseng wants patience, cardamom wants presence. If you hunt shortcuts, you'll find losses. Second, risk is the price of return. Storms come, pests come, prices swing. If you invest only when everything feels safe, you'll never arrive. The difference between dream and reality? Risk management. Windbreaks, shade nets, clean drying, contracts not hopes, and a plan B before you need it. Third, stories are gold. Sounds romantic? It's just good business. Premium markets pay for origin, for transparency, for emotion. Tell where your saffron comes from, how you tend your vanilla, why your wasabi is the real thing, why your ginseng took years, how your cardamom smells fresh from the dryer. Brand is margin. But let's be honest, profitable isn't the same everywhere. Soils differ, microclimates decide, labor, wages, demand, all of it shifts the numbers. Today vanilla can boom, tomorrow saffron, the day after cardamom. Winners understand this. It's not the plant that makes you rich. Your management does. Your ability to standardize quality, your willingness to learn, to fail, to adjust, and to sow again. Maybe you're asking now, where do I start? Imagine holding a single saffron thread for the first time. You feel how light it is. You sense how much work lives in that lightness. That's where clarity begins. Profit emerges when you love the process, not just the outcome. When you accept that vanilla rebels in rainy years, that wasabi forces you to understand water, that ginseng forces you to think past tomorrow, that cardamom forces you to show up every day, even when the fog sits heavy on the fields. And then, one evening, you open a jar. Vanilla, your batch, your scent. You know where every pod came from. You know how many times you turned them. You remember the doubt when mold threatened. You know how you solved it. In that moment, you grasp what profit really is. Not just numbers recognition, mastery of your craft, freedom born of skill. If this blend of risk and finesse fascinates you, stick around. Here we tell the stories behind the numbers, of people who work with earth, water, shade, and time, as if they were instruments in an orchestra. Subscribe if you want to understand why some flavors cost more than watches, and why true wealth begins in the field, long before it hits the account. And now, the question that hovered at the start: which of these 5 is the most profitable? The most honest answer is uncomfortable. It depends on your location, your skills, your nerves. Saffron crowns patience. Vanilla rewards ritual. Wasabi pays for precision. Ginseng pays for time. Cardamom pays for presence. Whether you'll ever capture the maximum recognition and return, that's on you. On the story you rewrite with every harvest, let's tell it together.